Good evening, and I welcome you, students. We are going to start a new chapter from the science, which is tissues. Before we begin that, there will be some exercises to relieve the stress. Sit comfortably on the chair, students, and we will start with 10 rounds of Bastrika. Inhale up, exhale down. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, start. Come back. Now, shoulder rotation. One, two, three, 4, 5. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoulders are relaxed, relieved. The neck, there is stiffness in the neck, stress in the neck. We want to remove that. Okay. Right hand, stretch the neck to the right side. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come to the center. Left hand. With the left hand, stretch the neck to the left side. Experience the stiffness is there in the neck muscles. We will release it to the left side. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come to the center. Right, left. Inhale, exhale. Down, up, down, up, down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now give clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation to the neck 3 times. Slow and gentle. 1, inhale half, exhale other half. 2, 3. Come back slowly. Reverse anti-clockwise rotation. 1, 2, 3. Okay, come back. Release the stress from the neck. Now shake your hands and release any stress which is present in the hands. You are being 10 fingers. Inhale, exhale. Keep breathing. Tap your feet, and experience the vibration in the entire legs. The blood circulation should continue. We want complete blood circulation in the entire body. We are lifting our energy levels. We don't want low energy when we focus, when we study. Concentration should be higher. That's what we are trying. Okay, now come back. We will do some breathing. Breathing techniques are very important. When we inhale, exhale, the breathing techniques give us good relaxation and relieve the negative thoughts and get rid of the stress. The whole day when we work, a lot of stress molecules are present in the entire body. Before we begin our session, we want the stress to be completely out of the body. That's why we're doing it. You will close your eyes and inhale from the nostril, and they will do Brahmari. Brahmari is very effective for relaxation and focus. It improves the focus and concentration also. So we are having, these are my 2 thumbs. I will close my ears with these 2 thumbs. Inhale as deeply as possible, and then making a bee sound, honeybee sound, honeybee breathing. This is also called honeybee breathing. We will release the breathing. Okay, sit comfortably. Your feet should be touching the ground. Close your eyes and take the position of Brahmari. 3 rounds will be there. Start. Inhale. Second round. Inhale. Third round and last round. Inhale as deeply as possible. Come back. Normal breathing. Watch your breath. Observe your breath. Pay attention to your breath and keep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Experience the vibration inside the body. Become aware of your surroundings. You may be getting the sound of the fan, the sound of the traffic coming to your home. Let it be. Now, attitude of gratitude is very essential. Fold your hand, and we are now thanking the universe, God, and the environment for all the things we have. We thank the God, we thank the universe, we thank the environment for the gift of the body, due to which we are able to work, and all the good things which we are using to survive. We are thankful for that, and our prayer is that we are going to do our best in our life. Okay, now rub your two hands. Now you see the heat energy being produced. Now there is a field in the hands. Put these two hands on the eyes of the face and let the field of the magnet like pass through the entire body. Keep inhaling. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep breathing. Slowly and slowly, you can open your eyes with smiles and 3 claps. 1, 2, 3. Okay, come back, come back. All right. How you are feeling? Are you relaxed?
Yes, sir.
Energy levels high. Now we are ready for the session. We are setting up an intention for the day that we will be learning about the tissues. We will focus, concentrate, and pay attention. Make proper notes, students. You have notebooks, colored pens, beautiful pen work, and beautiful colors. Important points to be highlighted. Mark them, and recorded videos are provided. Subscribe to the channel and get a lot of information on life, on health, on fitness, on motivation, as well as various lectures on science. You may forward these to your friends so that they can get all this information. The more we help the people, the more returns we get in our life. This is a law of attraction. We should help, and the result is people will help us also. If we don't help, then people will not help us. So see, the situation is like this: more give, then take. Okay, that is our.
Okay, students, we are back to the things. Very important topic is on the board, student. And the important point is that we have studied in the previous chapter what we studied earlier, student. Fundamental unit of life. Did we study that?
Yes, sir.
What is the fundamental unit of life, student? What is the fundamental unit of life which we studied, students? What we studied? Cell. All right, student. We are saying what we said, all organisms are made up of cells. How the cells were discovered, if you have any idea? Who discovered the cells?
Robert Hooke.
So we are all made up of very, very tiny cells. We are aware that in unicellular organism, can you give me an example of unicellular organism, students? Unicellular organism. Any example of that?
Bacteria.
You have seen about amoeba. It is made up of only unicellular cells, and it carries all the functions. It carries all the single functions. The single cell can carry all the functions in such cases. But we know the organisms, most of the organisms, the animals, the human beings, other plants, etc., they are what type of organisms? They have multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms. That means, students, there will be different type of cells which are present, and millions of cellular cells, and these cells are specialized to carry out specific functions. Now if the cells are same, they cannot carry the different functions. When cells will be different, they will carry the different functions. Therefore, then in human beings, you have muscle cells which contract and relax. You have nerve cells which carry messages. You have blood to flow and transport oxygen, food, hormones, waste materials, so on. In plants, vascular tissues conduct food and water from one part to other. Multicellular organism requires a division of labor. What we are saying, what do you mean by division of labor? That different group of cells will perform different functions to work the body efficiently. So cells are specializing and they are grouped together. What happens? The cells are grouped together. What do you mean by grouped together? Similar cells will form a group and perform one function. Then different cell will form another group and perform another function. This is what will happen when we have multicellular organism. So the cluster of cells will be there, but we will have cluster of cells. What will they form, student? They will form tissues. And different cluster of cells will form different tissues. Why do we need them? They will perform specific and different functions. So this is how it works. You know, the blood, column, and all those we will study in this chapter. What type of tissues are there? We will study the tissues of the animals as well as plants. So first thing is the first question when I said tissues. What are tissues, student? First question. What are tissues? Okay? What are tissues? What is the answer? We have already on the screen, which we have discussed with you. A group of cells that are similar in structure and work together to achieve a particular function forms a tissue. Is it clear?
Yes,
Simple
sir.
definition that those group of cells, they are similar in what? Their work and structure. They every cell has a structure. Every cell is performing a function. When we have group of cells, large number of cells, cluster of cells, they will form a tissue and will perform a definite and specific function, because multicellular organisms have to do so many functions by different cells. Okay, this is the first thing we understand what are cells. Now that tissues we have defined, cluster of cells, group of cells which will form specific functions are found in animals and plants. Mainly what we are discussing, there are animals and plants. The four main type of animal tissues are connective, nervous, muscle, epithelial tissues. We will be studying about them. The three main tissue system in plants are epidermis, ground tissue, and vascular tissues. So you have plants and animals. Will they have the same type of tissues or different type of tissues? What do you think?
Different type of tissues.
Okay, plants, you can't compare plants with the animals. Animals are moving and they are depending on their food from the sources like plants, and plants are growing at one point, and where how it is growing, water. You have a seed, you plant a seed, it takes water, nutrients, the plant grows. So they are made up of tissues. Yes, but what type of tissues, we will try to see that. So we can say that the tissues found in animals and plants, they will be of different type. They will be of different type, students, depending on what functions they are doing. All right. To sum up what I said, in multicellular organism, there are millions of cells. Most of these cells are specialized to carry out few functions. Each specialized function is taken by a different group of cells. Since this carried out only a particular function, they do it very efficiently. In human beings, muscle cells contract and relax to cause movement. Muscles. What I did by exercises, I said there is a stress in the muscle, I will relax it. I'm stretching, contracting, stretching, contracting, stretching. So flexibility I'm adding to the muscles. Nerve cells, you have seen in the first topic of the cell, nerve cells, how they carry messages. Blood flows to transport. What the blood is doing? Blood is flowing into your body. Transport of oxygen, food, hormones, and waste materials. The waste materials are thrown out of the body. You know about it. Excretion process is taking place. In plants, vascular tissues conduct food and water from one part. Food is being manufactured at one part of the plant. You know how photosynthesis, it has to be transported. But then water has to be transported and minerals which are soluble in water. So what is happening? Vascular tissues conduct food and water from one part of the plant to other. In multicellular organism, what we said, what is most important thing about multicellular organism? There has to be different group of cells together performing different function for the efficient working of this entire system, organism. So cells must be specialized, and every tissue will have one specific task, function which it will do. So this cluster of cells will be there, which we call as tissue. Tissue is arranged and designed so as to give highest possible efficiency of function. The tissues are designed in such a way so that highest efficiency of their function is achieved. Blood, phloem, and muscle are all examples of the tissue. Some of the examples of the tissues have been listed. This is important. That is what we call as multicellular organism show division of labor. Division of labor. Okay, students, very good. Okay, note down every point, very important. The next question will be asked, student. Are plants and animal made up of the same type of tissues? Are they made up of the same type of tissues? What do you see? What is the difference between plants and animals? If I compare, students, plants and animals, can you give me few, one or two differences which you see in your everyday life in between plants and animals? What do you see in plants and what do you see in animals? Do the plants move?
No, sir.
What you are saying, then plants are fixed. But are you fixed?
No, sir.
Is the dog fixed or it is running on the road? They are moving. So most of the tissues they have are sportive. Plants need sportive tissues. Sportive tissues. They will have to survive and have to have structural strength. If a plant is there, it doesn't have structural strength, then it will fall down. You know, when strong winds blow, what happens? They are uprooted. So there has to be the tissues which provide them structural strength. Then it is important. Most of the tissues are dead, since dead cells can provide mechanical strength. In plant, most of the cells are dead. What is the function of dead cell? They will give mechanical support to them, as they are easily and live ones, strength as easily as live ones, and need less maintenance. So they will need less maintenance. Animals move around in search of food, mates, and shelter. They consume more energy. We are moving, we consume more energy. we consume more energy, students. Okay, as compared to plants, and our most of the tissues are living. Most of your tissues are living. But you see, for example, nail, your nail is coming, then you cut it. After you cut it, it becomes dead. But all your body tissues, what they are living, they are working. You have seen that. See, so that means, students, they cannot have same type of tissues. There has to be differences. There have to be differences between the plant and animal tissues. Is it clear? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
I can sip a water. Water is very good and has healing. When we study, student, we can sip, not drink. Drinking means too much water. I say water heal me, and sip the water. So we keep ourselves hydrated. The water is 75% of the body is water. Is it clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Our purpose is, student, that we can focus, concentrate, and don't just fall down while we are studying. If we are exhausted, we cannot focus. If our mind is not relaxed, we cannot focus. And unless I focus and concentrate, I will not learn the lesson. This is our point. So we should be alive, have energy. Okay, students, what we have learned so far now, what we are saying, there are plant tissues and they are not same as animal tissues. Here is a flow chart of what type of tissues we are talking about, which will be discussed. Plant meristematic tissues possess capacity to divide throughout. There are certain tissues which will divide, and that is how the growth takes place. They keep on dividing, growth takes place. There are permanent tissues. What do you mean by permanent tissues? Then they cannot divide. They have become permanent. Now they cannot divide. If they cannot divide, what will happen? They cannot grow. So in this permanent tissues, you will have simple and complex tissues. This part you have two. One is a simple tissue, other is a complex tissue. Simple tissue in plants will be of three types. Can you read it for me? What are these?
Yes, sir.
What are these?
Parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma.
Parenchyma, collenchyma, they are called simple permanent tissues. And there are complex tissues. In the plants important. How many we have written? What is this? Xylem
Yes, sir.
and phloem. They are complex tissues. Permanent complex tissues, permanent simple tissues. I am talking in plants. And xylem, what are the components of the xylem? Read it, students, what I have written.
Tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers, xylem parenchyma.
These will perform their own functions. We will study what are the functions of each one of them. Tissues are group of cells. They are cluster of cells grouped together to perform specific functions more efficiently. Then in phloem, what you have? Sieve tube, phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers, companion cell. So you can see this is the flow chart. Note down, student, everything helps. Note down, everything helps. The more we learn, the better we are. In higher classes also, all this will continue. As I say, our notes will continue 9, 10th, 11, 12th, and BSc. BSc also, they will be useful. Okay. After you note down, we'll proceed further. Take your time and make your notes properly. They are very useful and very helpful. Animal tissues, we will be studying, student, what epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue. In the fundamental unit of life, you were also told about these tissues in the earlier chapter. Muscles, we talk a lot about muscles. connective tissue which are connecting the tissues from one to other, epithelial, all this. Okay. The structural organization of organs and organ system is far more specialized and localized in complex animals. Animals also are of different types, than in every complex plant. If I compare complex plant and complex animal, structural organization, we have organs, that you have organs, animals have organs, and this is highly specialized. The fundamental difference reflects the different modes of life pursued by these two major groups of organisms, particularly in their different feeding methods. Feeding methods are different. Also, they are differently adapted for a sedentary existence for a hand on existence on one hand, plants, and active locomotion on the other, animals, contributing to the difference in organ system design. So, students, from tissues, what we get? Organs. You know what organs you have in your body? What type of organs you have? Can you name some organs?
Yes, sir.
What are
Heart, lungs,
they? You have lungs, heart. What do you have?
kidney.
Kidney. So they are doing some very specialized functions, as you have seen. They are different in organ systems design. Plants are different than animals are different. The design of these organ system will be different. All right. So student, till now what I said, can you answer this question? Question one, top question. What is a tissue, student? You have 1 minute to answer the question. What is a tissue?
So tissue is a group of specialized cells uh, that group together and perform various functions.
So one tissue performs a particular type of function. It doesn't perform all types of function. So basically, when I will use the term tissue, I will say that they are similar in structure. What is that? Group of cells. Group of cells. They are similar in structures and work together. What they are doing? Together they work. And here is a definition. They are similar in structure and work together to do a peculiar function. Whatever function they have, they will do it. Okay. That is the answer. One, student. Question one. Answer one. What is the utility of tissues in multicellular organisms? What is the utility? What is the utility of in multicellular organisms? What you have to say, student?
So it provides structural strength, mechanical strength.
Actually, what happens in multicellular organism? We have explained to you a multicellular organism. What is important? There are different functions to be performed by different group of cells. So that formation of tissues has brought division of labor. It has brought division of leisure. So what will happen? That different tissues formed from different group of cells perform different functions. Tissues become organized to form organs and organ system to further increase the efficiency of the working multicellular organism. Workload of individual cells has declined, so due to improved organization and higher efficiency, multicellular organisms have higher survival rate. Our survival depends on the efficiency of the working of these tissues. So what we say, ki they will give structural strength, mechanical strength, and division of labor. Division of labor. So because different group of cells together will perform a particular function. This will add to the efficiency, and we are living longer because of this, or the life will become very short. In those multicellular organisms, they do not have division of labor, then what will happen? Then it will be very difficult to survive. All right. So everything, question, answer important. We should understand how to answer a question is very important. Pay attention to all these things, students. Pay attention to everything. Note down everything. Now we are coming to the plant tissues. What are the tissues which are present in the plant? We have shown you a flow diagram also for that. First, we are talking of meristematic tissue. Plants have meristematic tissue. What is the meristematic tissue, student? They are group of cells which are grouped together that have ability to divide. What we are saying? They have ability to divide. These tissues in a plant consist of small densely packed cells that can keep on dividing to form. When they will divide, what will happen? They will form new cells. Do you need new cells or not? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Why do you need new cells? If new cells are not formed, what will happen? Their growth will stop. How will anything grow? It will need new cells. So the meristematic tissue is important because it can divide and form new cells. It's very important. If it is not there, then what will happen? The growth will not be there. So meristem tissues are cells that have the ability to divide. These tissues in plant consist of small, densely packed cells that can keep dividing to form new cells. New cells. Important point. These are present at the tip regions where they are present. Meristems. Where they are present in plants, we have to be sure. They will ask you. They are present at the tip regions of the root, shoot, and leaves. In a plant, what you have? Root, shoot, and leaves. They are active regions in cell division. Cell division. This is where cell division takes place. Helps in the growth and elongation of the root and shoot. You know the root of the plants keeps on growing. Is it true?
Yes,
Tell
sir.
me. It is increasing as well as the shoot. It gives rise to new leaves, and hence these are referred to as primary tissues in the plant growth. Question was there. Which are primary tissues? Which are primary tissues in plant growth? What is your answer, student?
Meristematic tissue.
Meristematic. If they are not there, then what will be the growth? Nothing. Is it clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
this is very important point. Note down. You have to note down everything. Now we are going to perform an activity. Activity in the book, he says we will perform an activity. What is the activity? There are two jars. He says take two glass jars. In the lab, in the science lab, you can take two glass jars. These are the two glass jar 1, jar 2. Okay? Now take two onion bulbs. Have you seen onion bulb?
Yes, sir.
What is it? This is your onion bulb, student. And what do you see here? What is this? Do you see this type of situation at home or anywhere? Onions. Okay, and place one on each jar as shown in figure 5.61. These are the roots. You have seen the roots of the plants, the roots of some other vegetables also sometimes. Have you seen the
Yes,
roots?
sir.
Roots. This is jar 1, 2. Observe the growth of the roots in both bulbs for few days. What will you do? You will keep it for supposing 3-4 days, 3-4 days, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. ठीक है? Measure the length of the roots on day 1, 2, and 3. This is the length. Jar 1 and jar 2, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. So you are observing for 5 days, for example. On day 4, this is day 4, student. Cut the root tips of the onion jar in bulb 2 here. What do you do here? Cut the roots. Cut the root tips of the onion bulb jar by Is the board visible? Can you
Yes,
see
sir.
that?
Yes,
There
sir.
was some internet problem. Now it has come back. I have changed my internet connection. So what we are doing, students, that we will be observing. What will you observe? After this, observe the growth of the roots. You are observing the growth of the roots, student, in both jars and measure their lengths each day for 5 days and after that also. Is it possible? We can do it. This activity can be done in the lab. Tell me yes or no. Tell me. Difficult to set up or easy? You can set up. Tell me yes or no. Now what will we do? Length, day 1, day 2. Now after we do this activity, the questions are which of the two onions has longer roots and why? Which of the two has longer roots, student? Do the roots continue growing even after have been removed the tips? Why should the tips stop growing in jar 2 after we cut them? What is your answer, students?
Sir, in jar 1,
Hmm.
the roots will be longer.
In jar 1, roots are longer. Why?
Sir, because roots are not cut here.
Roots are not cut here. The group of then what will happen? In jar 2, what will happen? The growth of roots will stop. Okay? After what we have done? After we cut the, after you cut the roots. Okay? When you cut it, day 4, day 4. Then do the roots continue growing even after we remove their tips? Tell me what happens.
No, sir.
No. No. Why should the tips stop growing in jar after we cut them? What is the reason?
Sir, because it will not be able to absorb water and other.
Water, that was not the reason we gave you. when the root are cut, what will happen? The apical meristem responsible for the increase in length gets removed. What is responsible for the growth of these roots? Which tissue?
Meristematic tissue.
What happens? There is a meristem tissue. Okay? Which, what happens? It divides. It will divide and form new cells. And the growth will take place. If you will cut this, what will happen? Once you cut it, this tip, root tip are cut, the apical meristem responsible for it gets removed. This will get removed, and then therefore there will be, what will happen? No growth. What is the result of that? If we will cut this, student, what happens? What will be the result of that? What is the result of that, student? The meristematic tissue which is present at the point of the roots, what will happen? If you cut it, then no growth is possible. The root tips are cut, the apical meristem responsible for the increase in length gets removed. Therefore, what will happen? They will stop growing in jar 2 after we cut them. What happened? We cut them in jar 2. This is jar 2. You have cut it. The growth will stop here. Okay? Growth will stop. All right. Further, student, if we say ki okay, all right. The roots are growing due to which tissues? Which tissues?
Meristematic tissue.
And meristematic tissue keep on dividing, and then these meristematic tissues are located at certain points. You will see in the plots where they are located. You will see that. So let us see. On the basis of position, they are divided into 3 parts. What are meristematic tissue, students? Question was asked. What are meristematic tissues? What is your answer?
Sir, meristematic tissues are the tissues that have ability to divide.
Divide, and what happens?
And
Not
form
only
new cells.
form new cells. So they are responsible for the growth. And what is the position? There are, as you can see, location of meristematic tissue in plant body. One, this is apical meristem. Apical meristem. See this? Apical meristem, 1. Second, intercalary meristem. This one you can see. And third, lateral. 1, 2, and 3. Lateral meristem. These are the positions in which they are divided. So here they will divide and form new cells. Growth will take place. This picture is given in the NCERT book. You can see it, students. Note down the position of the meristematic tissues. So what I am saying, the apical, first one, apical present at the tip growing region of plant stem and root. plant stem and root present at the tip. This is a tip of the plant stem and root. It helps the plant to grow in length. Because of this, plant will grow in length. Plant become longer. Present at the base of the leaves or internodes of the twigs. Intercellary. Base of the leaves. These are the leaves, base of the leaves or internodes on twigs. Internodes on twigs. Lateral, it helps to increase the thickness of the stem and root in the plants. Thickness of the stem. Lateral meristem. As the cells of the tissue are very active, they have dense cytoplasm, thin cellulose walls, and prominent nuclei. Prominent nuclei. You'll study about all this. They lack vacuoles. Can we think why they would lack vacuoles? You might refer to the function of vacuoles in chapter on the cells. When we studied the chapter of cells in our previous lectures, we have talked about vacuoles. Did we talk?
Yes, sir.
What was the function of the vacuoles?
Sir, it was known as the storage sacs of the cell.
So here you don't have vacuoles. The cells of the tissue are active and they have cytoplasm, thin cellulose walls, and prominent nuclei. They lack vacuoles. We have already done in unit 1 cells. Here in the NCERT book, he has shown section of the stem. What is the stem? You can see section of the stem, student. And what are the various components of it? Epidermis, hypodermis, cortex, endodermis, pericycle, phloem, can be xylem, vascular pitch. You can see that this picture here, diagram taken from NCERT book. So they are shown here, students. The different components which are there in the section of the stem, Why do we give this? We will tell you just now, because every information is important when we study any topic. As we start understanding the section of a stem, then we understand what are the components, parts of which it is made up of, and what is their functions. What are their functions? What are permanent tissues, student? Earlier I talked of meristematic tissue. We are saying it is dividing and forming new cells. But there are tissues which have become permanent. Permanent means what? What do you mean by permanent? Now it will not change. That is the meaning of permanent. Tell me, what do you mean by a permanent? Tissue has become permanent means it will not change. Will it divide?
No, sir.
No. So the tissues that are completely grown and have lost their ability of division are called permanent tissues. There will be some tissues, student, they will become permanent. Means now they won't divide. There is no division in them, and they will be called permanent tissue. The meristematic tissue divide and differentiate to form permanent tissues. How they are coming from? Meristematic tissue will keep on dividing and differentiate to form permanent tissue. The process in which meristematic tissue take permanent shape. So meristematic tissue can take permanent shape, size, and function is known as differentiation. This implies that cells of meristematic tissue differentiate to form different type of permanent tissues. So there will be formation of different type of permanent tissues. Let us see what are that. Now we want to see that. For this, we are performing another activity. Or an experiment, students. What is that? Take a plant stem. Take a plant stem, student. ठीक है, with the help of teacher, cut into very thin slices or sections. Cut it into thin slices. You can do this in your science lab. Now stain the slices with saffron. What is the name of this compound? Saffronin, student. Place one neatly cut section on a slide and put a drop of glycerine. Cover with a cover slip and observe under microscope. Observe the various types of cells and their arrangement. Compare it with figure 6.3. Why did I show this figure? Now he says compare with this. This figure is there. This is a section of a stem. This is an activity which we will perform in where we will perform this in the science lab. Can we do it? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, after we have done it, he says answer the following on the basis of your observation. Question 1. Question 1 is, are the all cells similar in structure? What is the answer?
No, sir.
They are not similar. Not similar in structure. What you have to say more about this? Different cells will form tissues and they will perform different specific functions. You have seen that. Therefore, they are not similar in structure. Not similar in structure. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Answer 1. They are not similar in structure. Come to answer 2. How many types of cells can be seen? Do you see only one type of cell or more type of cells?
Sir, more type of cell.
More type of cell? More type of cell. Students, you will see about 8 to 10 type of cells in this. Answer 3. Can you think of reason why there would be so many types of cells? Why there would be so many types of cells?
Since they have to perform various functions.
Different functions. Different cells, groups will perform what? Different functions. Therefore, there will be different type of cells. What we observe? What we'll observe, student? Different type of cells. Therefore, we observe different type of cells. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, student, we are ending up the lecture here. We will continue more in the second lecture. So we have already told you what are tissues and what are meristematic tissues, and can we do some activities, and what is the utility of tissues in multicellular organisms, and what are the permanent tissues. And in the next lecture we'll discuss what type of permanent tissues exist. Okay, then we will see you in the next class.
Thank you, sir.